Hi everybody, it's great to be here with so many people. There was a guy on just now who was saying he's not really a campaigner. Well, let me tell you, I am a campaigner. And I've been campaigning for nearly 70 years and I don't intend to stop now. This police bill will not stop me. If it arrests me, I shall carry on. If it puts me in prison, I will carry on. Because this is the biggest attack on our civil liberties ever. And the right to protest is the absolute foundation of democracy. I want to speak about a group of people that we haven't referred to today, whose rights are seriously challenged in this bill, and that is the gypsies and travellers. The trespass bill, it prevents us from free travel in the countryside. It attacks people who are homeless on the streets, but it takes away the absolute livelihood, the homes, the way of life of gypsies and travellers. These people, in the 1500s, it was a capital offence to be a gypsy in this country, and not only that, it was a capital offence to befriend or associate with gypsies. And we're returning to that terrible racist state, and we have to challenge it absolutely and stand with those people and all other oppressed people. For everybody, let's keep fighting, and let's forget, okay, the police are implicated, but the people who are putting through this bill are the fascists in our government. So, whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets.
What this government's doing, they're trying to tell us how we're meant to love this country, and telling us that it's all about, I don't know, like fucking shagging flags or something. But that's not what it is, okay? All of us who are in our 20s, we've basically had most of our lives ripped away from us. And especially after this year that we've had, the main message that I just wanted to get across to everyone is that, let's just remember the anger that we're feeling as we all got made redundant and lost our jobs, and then they just didn't care about us. And not just because they think they've gotten away with everything they've done, they're trying to just dictate to us even more, trying to tell us that this right here is illegal. This isn't what we voted for. This isn't who we want. And the point I'm trying to say is, remember the anger that we've been feeling so far, and let's never forget it, because it's very easy when we get back to normal and we all start working and start going back to the normal lives, we'll all forget about this, but we'll never forget this, okay? We've already had 2008 and now we've had 2020. Let's not forget this. Let's keep this energy going. And yeah, that's someone who doesn't really do protest, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So yeah, thank you.
Shout out to everyone who is here, who is patriarchy oppressed or misogyny affected. I know how difficult and scary it can be to come out here, stand in front of the police who have been attacking peaceful protesters, who have lied about officers with broken bones and punctured lungs. That's the extent that they'll go to chat shit about us, basically, in the media, to undermine what we're actually fighting for. I spoke last week about my experiences with the police and how when my mum was in danger, she was having a bit of a mental health crisis. I've called the police a few times when this has happened, and once it took them 3 hours to arrive at my house. All the other times it's taken them about 45 minutes, an hour. When my mum is in danger, she's having a mental health crisis, she's a danger to me, herself and other people. When I hosted a Black Lives Matter protest in my city, we did a roadblock. It took them 6 minutes to arrive. 6 minutes for a roadblock versus 3 hours for a woman who is a danger to herself and others. That is absolutely fucking disgusting. Absolutely last week, the police are not here to protect us, we know that for a fact. Another thing that I want to say is, this was spurred on by the murder of Sarah Everard. I just want to remind everyone of that, and remind everyone, you know, what's really going on. But also remind everyone that if Sarah Everard was a woman of colour, unfortunately it wouldn't have warranted the same response in the media or for people coming out on the streets, unfortunately, we know that. With that, I want to remind everyone, all the straight white cis men, that you are here to listen and you are here to learn. I don't want to see any straight white cisgendered men speaking over any oppressed person today. I don't want to see that shit, okay? Because if I see that shit, you're getting a piece of my mind. Because it happened multiple times last week when women and oppressed people were coming up here and talking about their experiences. There was some straight white man at the back trying to start a chant. That's what we're not going to do. We're not going to do that. We're going to listen to people and we're going to uplift their voices, okay? Because that is what needs to happen. That's why we're here and that's why we're protesting. Yeah, basically. Thanks everyone for coming out, and it's amazing to see so many people. But yeah, please stay safe and be wary of the police because they're twats. To pick up morale, I'm gonna say, take it to the streets and fuck the police, no justice, no peace. Take it to the streets and fuck the police, no justice, no peace. Take it to the streets and fuck the police, no justice, no peace. Woo!
So I was here last week at the protest. I got pretty angry and my knees were shaking and I couldn't really speak properly because I got so annoyed. And it was only on the way here that I realised that this is actually illegal. What the fuck? This is illegal? Me standing up for what I believe in and spreading that message to other people and being able to stand up and say this isn't right, that's illegal? That's not right. That really is not right. That's not the country that I was brought up in. I was told that I could be who I wanted to be and support who I wanted to support. That's what I was told when I was growing up. But now, it seems like COVID just feels like over and over and over we're just being fucked over by this Tory government. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop until we start using our voices, which is what we're doing now. Now, there's a lot of things that we've all been protesting. For example, even during COVID, we were protesting Black Lives Matter, and they demonised us then. They demonised us and they said that we were violent, we were constantly angry. No, we are angry, but we're not being violent. We're being violent because we've been provoked. We're being provoked constantly. The presence of police here is what's provoking us. Then when they come up to us and we say no comment, we don't want to speak to you, no comment, go away, that's when they properly go for us. So everybody here, do not rise to their jabs at you. Stand your fucking ground. Stand your fucking ground. They can't tell us what to do. Yes, it may be fucking illegal, but guess what? I want to say what I want to say. So, fuck the police. Black Lives Matter, okay? Kill the fucking bill because Jesus Christ, I'm annoyed about that little cunt. And also, listen to each other. I've come up here, I'm speaking, I'm a cis white woman. There's so many other voices that you need to listen to today. You need to listen to the black women that are going to be speaking today. You need to listen to the trans women. You need to listen to the non-binary people that are going to speak today. Because they're constantly being fucked over as well. They're being fucked over more than anybody else in this situation. If Sarah Everard was a woman of colour, we wouldn't have heard about it. That's a lot to take in. It's because she was a white woman that we heard about it and we got annoyed. So listen to everyone that's going to speak up today. I can't stress it enough. So fuck the police. Listen to everybody. Get angry. Allow yourselves to be angry. Don't give in to the police. Fuck the system.
Thank you. I haven't rehearsed what I'm going to say, but I want to emphasise how in history last year we learnt a topic called Power in the People, and it was about how people earn their rights in the United Kingdom. All the way from, you know, the Middle Ages to the Brixton riots and the suffragettes. And I thought, one thing I noticed was that how the Conservatives, every time, are on the wrong side of history. Every time. Have they ever been on the right side of history? And once again, unfortunately, we've seen here that history is repeating itself. Every time they try and infringe on people's rights. And here they're infringing on people's rights to protest. It's a human right. I just thought that was really important. And I'm glad that so many people here have recognised that and turned out. You know, we've all got something to say. Boris Johnson and his Tory government once again proving how they want to maintain the status quo. They want to maintain the elitist control on power by limiting people's rights to protest. And I just thought that was really important to say. I've got so much to learn about this sort of stuff. How much I've got to learn about Black Lives Matter. How much I've got to learn about ethnic minorities gaining rights. That's why I'm here in a way to continue my learning.
Thanks everyone for coming out today. It's really important that we keep protesting this bill. I'm here as a member of the Socialist Worker Student Society to oppose this bill today, and we need as many people out on the streets as possible. We need the trade unions to go out on strike. We need to keep fighting, because we've seen the way that the police behave without this law. We've seen it in Bristol the past couple of days, we saw it at Clapham Common, but we've seen it throughout history. They have never protected us. We see it in the way they disproportionately stop and search black people, who are 9 times more likely to be stopped, and the way they protect fascists time and time again. And if this bill goes through, it will give the police more powers on protests. And as the previous speaker said, it will also criminalise Roma and traveller groups, and it will give police more power to stop and search people previously convicted of knife crime offences without any reason or suspicion. But the right to protest is fundamental. Everything we have ever achieved under this system, we have won through protest and campaigning. The right to vote, decriminalisation of homosexuality, equal abortion access, the list goes on. Because the state will try to repress us and silence us whenever they can. And according to the government, this bill is going to give the police powers and tools they need to keep themselves and us safe. But we know the police don't keep us safe. And the idea that that institution, which exists solely to uphold the interests of the state, should be given more power over protesters is dangerous. It's not in the interest of those at the top of society to encourage change. The capitalist system is working fine for them, but that system, that racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic system, which is causing the deaths of so many of us, needs to be opposed. Resistance has never been more important. We have to oppose this bill. We need to get involved with local movements, and we have to keep fighting for our right to protest.
We are where we are today because of the people who, like us, have stood here and fought for everything we have. And if people think they can stop us, they're fucking wrong, because everyone here has a lot to say. And the people who protested for the right to vote got women where they are today. The world still isn't perfect, and there's still a lot I want to change, and there's still a lot everyone wants to change. They fought for the world we live in today, and there are still so many problems with the world we live in today that we're not going to stop, and we're going to keep going until we have everything we need, until people aren't killed for the way they look or for their gender or for expressing who they want to be. Whose streets? Whose streets? From the government!
I'm Welsh, I'm from South Wales, and I'm really proud to be Welsh, but I am not fucking proud of our police force. And I want to tell you about it because I don't think a lot of people understand what's going on in Wales right now. 2 black men have died in police custody under suspicious circumstances. Mohammed Hassan and Moyed Bashir, and our police are doing nothing! We've had protests where protesters have asked the police there, did you kill Mohammed Hassan? And they have laughed in their faces and said yes. They don't care. Another case I want to talk about is Sianda Magnaza. She is a black woman who was was racially attacked, she defended herself, and she is now in prison. She's just had an appeal where they approved that the evidence used against her was false, and they've still not overturned their sentence. It is disgusting that this is happening in 2021 in a country like ours. And I have friends in Bristol right now who are being pepper sprayed, who are being detained overnight, arrested on obstructing the highway when the body cam footage shows they're on the pavement.
When I first heard about this bill coming through, my first thought was, how fucking dare they? How dare they tell us what we can and can't do in our own fucking streets? How dare they tell me that I can't come out here and protest my right, protest the fact that I am being run down every single day for so many things. I grew up in a council estate. I grew up in a woman's body when I am trans. I am non-binary. I grew up with so many reasons why I need to protest and so many reasons why I need to speak my truth into the street, and still they are telling me that I can't protest? How fucking dare they? If I was a woman of colour, oh my fucking god, I can't even imagine how much I'd want to protest, given I want to protest so much now. Fucking hell. And I just want to say, I'm so glad that everyone is here supporting and like with their fellow brother and sister. Like we said before, say if you're a straight white cis male, you're here, you're helping, you're being an ally, you're doing what you can. You're being here and showing support with your people, your fellow people who need the support, who need their voices heard, and who need the extra voices and the extra loudness that we're going to give today. As they said, be angry, shout, scream, show us what you want to hear. Show us what is in your mind. Let us hear. Because if we don't, then how the fuck is any of this going to change? If we sit at home and if we just sit and we let this happen while it's going on in our own street, if we just let it happen, then we're just as bad as the people who are fucking doing this to us. We're just as bad as the people who are putting up this bill. We are not going to stand for it, and we're going to stand together in solidarity to make sure that this shit doesn't happen again. Kill streets! Kill streets! Kill the fucking bill!
To bring people's attention to the bus strike that's going on in Manchester at the moment. It's part of the struggle of workers up and down the country. It obviously ties in with what the Tories are trying to do at the moment, which is obviously put down protest. But more than that, they're trying to put down industrial struggle, because what workers are doing increasingly up and down the country. They're seeing that the Tories are using the pandemic as an excuse to cut workers' terms and conditions, like the bus drivers behind us, trying to cut £2,500 from workers who already don't earn or just about earn the average wage in this country. So we see it's absolutely crucial. The unions are part of the struggle to fight against this bill that the Tories are trying to push through. And on that cause, every single one of you can do something about that. If you see a bus going past that is not your normal bus, and you get on it, I would ask, is that a strike-breaking bus? Because what they are trying to do in this country is not only to actually push through more repressive bills, they are trying to push workers' wages down, down and down, and we are not going to let that happen, because the trade unions are beginning to struggle and to fight just like you are now. In 1819, there was a little demonstration just about on this spot. I should know about it because I'm a teacher and I teach it to the kids. The Peterloo Massacre. Well, that was a massacre that day because people had no rights. They are trying to take away those rights that those people who died on this spot fought for and died for. Now, if they're going to try and come for those rights, they've got to fight on people. So let's
So thank you so much for fighting for your right to
when Boris Johnson complains about violence, well actually he's responsible for violence in this system, not us. He's responsible for the violence in the system that killed millions in Afghanistan and Iraq, that kills people around the world with bombs and with war. He's responsible for that system. He's responsible for the system that allows thousands of people to die from homelessness, from poverty, from unable to feed their children across the world, unable to have clean drinking water across this world. He's responsible for that system. He kills millions every day through his policies and the government that he justifies. So he can't lecture us about what is peaceful and what is violent. So when those people protested in Bristol, they were the peaceful ones, the police were the violent ones. It's the state of Ireland, not the demonstrators. They want to live in a society where they're respected for their views and able to protest against a system that's vile, that's cruel, that actually hates human life, that doesn't seem to respect black people, doesn't respect women, don't respect people that are gay or trans or binary or non-binary. We want that sort of world that respects all those people. He doesn't. And that's why we have to keep fighting on our streets. This bill is something that we have to defeat. It's not something we want to amend. It's not something we want to take bits out of and put other bits in. This is something we have to abolish. We have to get rid of this bill once and for all. And the way we do it is by keeping protesting. That's how we're going to change. That's how change comes to society. It's not given to us. Nothing is given to us. It's disgrace that we want to protect people because, you know, we should be able to applaud the people that dumped the statue of Edward Colston in the canal. We should be protecting those people. It's a system of slavery that made millions for the rich and treated people in a dehumanising way. I've been reading a book recently by Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass was a great person who fought against slavery. He was a slave himself, who fought to abolish slavery. And how was he treated by that system? He had 17 brothers and sisters. He never got to know any of them properly. Many of them were brought into this world through abuse and rape by the slave owners. This is the system that these people like Priti Patel want to defend. This is the history they want to keep. This is a history we have to get rid of. This is a history we have to fight for our justice and our humanity. Now, it came no surprise to me that when someone told me that the profession that was responsible for the most violence in the home, guess which profession that was? The police. Yeah, they're responsible. They're not in charge to be able to protect us. They don't act on our behalf. They're only there to act in the interest of the rich and the state. And therefore we have to call for the abolishment of the police. We have to call for defunding the police. We have to have a society that's free from the oppression of the state. So we need to organise a movement now that's even bigger than it is here today. We have to reach out to every community, every trade union group, every person in civil society. We have to stand up together and be able to fight this bill together until we defeat this bill. Because, you know, the bill won't be defeated here today. We have to keep organising, keep demonstrating, keep protesting. And we have to keep striking like the bus workers are doing. We have to unite all those struggles together. We have to fight for a society that puts people before profit. We have to fight to get rid of this rotten system and replace it with a better one. One where people do have genuine control over our lives, that are respected for their identity, wherever they want to destroy themselves, that are able to move forward in a world that are free of oppression. That's what we have to fight for. We don't want to leave the streets until we achieve it.
What's your opinion on today's protest?
Well, young people obviously are very upset that a young woman was killed, mutilated and dismembered and murdered by the police. It doesn't look good that on the back of that the police are getting new powers to decide whether a protest is too loud, whether it's too annoying. I don't think the police need more powers. If anyone here is violent or threatens violence or destroys property, there's public order laws, there's criminal damage laws, there's the common law. Do they need more powers to deal with this? I don't think so. But on the flip side, you can't then have groups like Extinction Rebellion that can literally bring London to a standstill just because they think there's too much carbon in the atmosphere. There's a balance that needs to be made. There was a story of a guy trying to get across London. His wife had been in an accident and he wanted to get by her bedside before she died. And because of the protest, he couldn't get by her bedside and he missed his wife, and that's fucked up. So the truth is somewhere in the middle. Do the police need more powers? No, they do not. So that's it. Yeah.
That's the amount of time that police officer kneeled on George Floyd's neck. We're going to observe in silence for 8 minutes and just have a moment to reflect on today and reflect on the fight and the struggles worldwide. 8 minutes, 46 seconds will start now.
Just 3 days before her murder, and the police did nothing. These are the people who are supposed to keep us safe. When we say all cops are bastards, we are talking about the entire criminal system. Every cop is complicit in participating in a corrupt system that is designed to suppress and silence women, people of color, LGBTQ, and so many more. What kind of societies are we living in where the people who are meant to be protecting us and keeping us safe are the ones who are raping and murdering us? This is our right to protest, and without it, what world would we live in? A world where women still can't vote, where segregation still exists, and gay people can't openly be themselves. So much has been achieved through protesting, and we can't allow the Tories to stop all that we have accomplished here. Now, more than ever, the minority groups need allyship. 8 Asian women were slain in a mass shooting hate crime by a white terrorist. The media refuses to call the mass murderer for what he is, a white terrorist! The police pulled over the very armed and very dangerous white man and very kindly and gently arrested him because his life matters. He was then excused for his actions by the statement made from the impunity in the UK. The government themselves has stated it is their responsibilities to stop race crime. However, they have done nothing. Instead, they have silenced us. Moon Street! Moon Street! Thank you. The UK is thought to be the pinnacle of law and order, a country in which it only became illegal to rape a spouse in 1991. What strikes me the most about Sarah Everard's tragic case is that her murderer is a serving Met police officer, the very people we are taught to trust. It's also important to recognise that a man is statistically 230 times more likely to be raped than falsely accused of rape. To those of you staying silent on the issues being presented today, your silence is deafening and your guilty conscience is showing. A message to all victims: it wasn't your fault. It doesn't matter what you were wearing, if you consented a previous time or if you were out late. Don't let anybody try to make you feel as though you brought this upon yourself in any way. I'm sorry to those who weren't believed, those who were spoken over, and those who never received justice. And my heart goes out to all victims. Thank you very much.
This is the start of a campaign. This is not the end. It's great that we've got so many people out today, but this has got to be the start of a mass movement to kill the bill. So, just to let people know, there will be a meeting on Monday evening. It will be an online Zoom meet to discuss what we want to do. Because we want everybody to be involved in deciding how we campaign against this bill. It's not for the likes of me or for other people to decide. We want to all have a voice in this movement. So that meeting will be 6 o'clock on Monday evening on Zoom. What you need to do, obviously there's lots and lots of organisations that are involved in calling that meeting. It's not one particular organisation. But I'm from Stand Up to Racism here in Greater Manchester, so you can get the details from our group. We're going to be supporting it. So you can go to our Facebook pages, you can go to our Instagram page, you can go to our Twitter account and follow us. And on there you will have details of how you can register to be part of that discussion. And I can't stress this is enough. We all want to be involved in deciding what happens in this campaign. All of us, it's our campaign. And together we can fight it. So the only thing left for me to say is thank you very much. It's great that you've all come out. It's absolutely fantastic that we have taken to the streets yet again. I want everyone to stay safe. We are going to disperse now. People can make their own way home, but I do want to stress to people to stay safe. There are still lots of police officers around. There are police tactical aid units in their vans around this area. So the reason I'm saying this is you know and I know when the police are around we're not safe. So please, if you are dispersing, stay with your friends, go make your way home together with people you know. But more than anything, stay safe, stay in touch, be involved, let's build a mass movement, and let's kill the bill!
there's somebody on the edge of the road.
For higher wages, you might be arrested. I might be striking for higher wages. I do appreciate it, but I won't be disturbing you, mate. But no, don't have that disturbing us from exactly being able to protest in general. I've got kids at home. I've got 100 kids.
I have grown up in a woman's body and my experiences are completely valid, okay? And I do not want to be told what I can and can't do and what I should do to keep myself safe, because I do everything I can to keep myself safe every single fucking day. And even though I know that there might still be a chance that I end up like Sarah, and I know that even if I do end up like Sarah, the outrage will not be what Sarah got. Sarah deserves her outrage, but if she was a woman of colour, she wouldn't have got the same outrage. As a feminine presenting person of colour, it's very difficult standing here and hearing people tell their stories, but knowing that I've gone through something similar, but I would not warrant the same reaction, because I've spoken about my experiences time and time again, and I'm spoken over every single time that happens. I have a large platform on social media, and every single day I am told that my political stance and that my knowledge is not enough, or that I'm charading as a leftist and I couldn't possibly read as much theory as I do because I'm a woman, or that I'm a black woman, okay? I get told that every single fucking day in political spaces. And this is what we need to get rid of. We need to get rid of the misogyny on the left, okay? Because it's not healthy and it's not helping. And I don't want to see any man stand here and tell any woman or any feminine presenting person or anyone oppressed by the patriarchy or misogyny affected what they can and can't do and what they should and shouldn't do, because that is our decision. We should be able to do whatever the fuck we want. Just like the fact that everyone is out here cheering each other on and helping each other and showing support, even just with clapping, because it means so much. I wouldn't have had enough confidence coming out here and having a sign like this one if it wasn't for the fact that every other protest that I've gone to, I've had so much help and faith for everyone who has come. If it wasn't for the fact that everyone here has stood in solidarity with each other and shown how much support you can be given.
I'm glad that we have this community spirit. We are the masses of the general people. We are the people who built this society around us. And all of us have gone through fucked situations, some that I can't understand, some that I can empathise with. And we are here together as a united front. We are here together and we need to be together until the fascist rule that is being put in place is gone. We need it gone now. We need it gone yesterday. We need it gone forever. We need it gone forever. Fascism is capitalism coming home to roost. We need to get rid of all of this shit. We need to get rid of all of this shit, and we are the masses and we can do this, and this is our duty and this is our goal. All power to the people and the power, baby.
We therefore, disproportionately people of colour put in prison for now can't do anything about that, she won't word against that.
Let's go!
Because of austerity. How many people have died because of the mishandling of COVID? Why did
showing the force. I'll tell them to stay. This is a show of force. See them moving in now. Rights are being read. Pinning people down over there.
Taken to, please. What police station, please?
Excessive force, a reasonable
Ladies and gentlemen, please see what you're trying to
Thank you. So, do we all walk over there? Yes. Oh, nice. You go there, you're on your own. Or you go in the middle.
Thank you.